This here looks like a local publication. Gotta give a shout out to Marilyn Manson Uncancelled on Twitter. He posted this, so thank you very much. He'll be linked below. And it says, nearly 4 years after incident, shock rocker Marilyn Manson slated to go on trial on August 7th from February 21st, 2023. Let's see what we got. After a legal maneuver in January moved the proceedings from District Court to Belknap County Superior Court, shock rocker Marilyn Manson is slated to go on trial August 7th for allegedly blowing his nose at and spitting on a videographer during a 2019 concert in Guilford. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm recalling this correctly, is that Marilyn Manson and his people handed out warnings that something like that might happen during the performance, to be careful. I'm about 90% positive I read that somewhere a couple of months back, and I'm sure they'll hand that out in court. And it seems like with that warning, I'm not sure how this person has a case. On Tuesday, following a brief dispositional hearing in Belknap County Superior Court, Judge Elizabeth Leonard set the trial date as well as a final pretrial hearing on July 20th. Manson, 54, whose real name is Brian Hugh Warner, was charged by Guilford police with 2 counts of misdemeanor, simple assault / physical contact or bodily injury in connection with an incident at an August 18th, 2019 performance at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion at Meadowbrook. And it continues. In court documents, Manson has said that his spitting at the camera and only the camera held by Susan Fountain was part of his theatrics and that she should have known of them from prior experience with Ozzy Osbourne and the grunge group Alice in Chains. The state answered that what it called Manson's antics were unknown to Fountain before his concert at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion and that she never consented to the possibility of contact with bodily fluids, which is what I think they might dispute. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere there was a warning. In motions filed January 30th, Manson presented 2 types of defense, consent and mistake, and also asked the court to quash the complaints against him. The close-up type of filming done by Fountain, the consent defense motion said, commonly exposes any camera person to incidental contact with sweat, saliva, and phlegm. Because Fountain consented to exposing herself, the motion said the state's assertion that the contact was unprivileged is negated. Sounds about right to me. I mean, if she's going to be getting up close, obviously crazy stuff's going on up there on the stage. She can't expect to be perfectly clean and unscathed by anything. The mistake defense motion claims that any contact from Manson, either spitting or sneezing, was unintentional and incidental to the filming of the performance. Manson did not know Fountain, the motion said, adding that this fact negates the knowingly mental state in the complaint in that the contact was a mistake, was not intentional, was not a voluntary act, and was not the object of his actions. They go on to say they're talking about some kind of out-of-court settlement, but nonetheless, they're keeping the court date for now. It just feels like another case where someone with an okay job, I guess, I'm going to imagine jobs in the arts are up and down and all over the place, would love to get like 10 grand or 12 grand or even, 5 or 6 grand out of court just for whatever happened at the show that night, for that 10 minutes of them wiping themselves off. And they end with this. Rule 21 says the district court judge may find the defendant guilty and impose sentence. The defendant may appeal to the superior court. The court's sentence is vacated pending appeal, except as otherwise provided by statute. On January 5th, according to court documents, Judge Melissa Countway in 4th Circuit District Division, Laconia, found Manson guilty of both charges and sentenced him to 12 months in the County House of Corrections on each, all suspended for 2 years. She also fined Manson $1,000 and imposed a $240 penalty assessment per conviction. Well, wait a minute. 12 months in a County House Corrections? I didn't hear about that happening, and that sounds actually completely insane. That makes no sense. But I haven't heard that actually happened, and I don't think it did. Obviously, he's out and about and he's free. So the way it's worded is saying that he got sentenced, but obviously it didn't play out. Just trying to make sure I'm getting it right here. But anyway, this article obviously is very balanced. It seems very factual. They don't seem to be taking any sides or anything like that. They're straight out putting the facts online for everyone to see. So, pretty good. Let me know what you think down below. Doing Manson, Depp, Heard, Meghan, Harry, pop culture, stuff like that. If you subscribe here, you'll get some videos, some dry humor, sometimes funny, sometimes not. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.